Okay, so Alan, welcome to Nobeoka.
Thank you very much.
So you've been traveling in a very unique way.
Well, it's not unique, but it's not
Common.
It's not a very common way of getting around.
Can you tell me exactly what you're doing right here?
So, I've decided to walk across Japan purely on foot. So I'm refusing any kind offers of lifts, or I'm not taking trains or buses. I'm just going to walk from Sata Misaki to Soya Misaki in hopefully under 6 months.
Okay. Sata Misaki to Soya Misaki. That's a long way.
That is a very long way.
And you're still in the beginning of this journey.
It's only been 13 days.
13 days. And then, so almost 300 kilometers that you've walked so far.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I need to double check that. It's about just under 300 so far.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got 3,000 in total to go.
Okay. So how did you come up with this idea of walking across Japan?
I think, I can't remember, but I think the actual idea came when the last time I came to Japan to visit my brother in Osaka, and I was flying back, and I was a bit upset because I knew I wouldn't see him or his wife or his kids for a long time. And I was on the flight back, and I think there was a documentary shown on the plane about the Camino de Santiago, which is it's a pilgrimage across Spain. It's a very famous one. And that gave me I think that's what gave me the idea of walking across Japan. I knew I loved Japan. I knew I wanted to see as much of it as possible. I also knew I wanted to learn Japanese to be able to speak to the kids and my brother's wife's parents. But I also knew that I didn't want to simply come here for a month and do an intensive language course over the summer, because I had done that in Spain for 2 months, and it a month and a half, and it turned out to be very expensive. And I didn't get as much out of it, perhaps, as I would have liked, even though it was very enjoyable. So I knew I didn't want to do that, and I tried to think about how could I both see Japan, learn Japanese, and in a more meaningful way, and this documentary came on, and I thought, oh, that's a good idea, I'll do that, and I'll walk across Japan. It'll give me lots of time to practice.
Right.
I'll probably not meet that many English speaking people, so I'll have to practice. I'll be forced to practice Japanese. I'll get to see a lot of the country, which I really wanted to do as well. And it's actually after that I thought, oh, maybe I should walk across Spain first to practice, because I didn't know if I could do it. You know, I had no idea.
That was much easier than this time. You haven't completed this one.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. I mean, I did do 40 days across Japan, so and I managed to do it, and I felt good afterwards.
In Spain, right?
In Spain, yeah. So having completed that, I thought, oh yeah, maybe I can do Japan. Maybe.
You never thought about riding a bike?
I did. I thought about riding bike. I thought about motorcycle.
Yeah.
But the problem with that was it would just go by. It would go by too quickly.
Wow.
It wouldn't give me any sort of meaningful length of time of of being around, like seeing Japan and being able to practice Japanese. I know that in Spain, for example, I had a couple of friends who decided to cycle the Camino instead of walk it, which a lot of people do. And he did it in, I think, 10 days or something. But he told me that his problem was he never got the chance to relax, because he was always looking for the little arrows that tell you where to go. Along the whole Camino, there's arrows everywhere, so you can't really get lost. But he just spent the whole time focusing on making sure he didn't miss the arrows. So he didn't really get any time to sort of think about other things.
Right.
And just sort of relax and switch off. And I kind of didn't want that to happen here. Like, I didn't want to just rush through Japan and say, okay, I've done it, and now I can go back home. I wanted to really take my time.
Right.
And,
just see everything.
Yeah, see
as much as possible.
As much as possible. I'm still only seeing a fraction of the country, despite spending 6 months going around it. But
So started off in Kagoshima, so this is the next second prefecture for
second
you.
of 100. Yeah.
100? What?
Prefectures.
No, there are no 100
No, I know. It's
prefectures.
not,
Right,
I'm
okay.
exaggerating, but it's probably a good 20 or something.
No. 46? 47? 46 actually, on the mainland.
So, yeah, I'll go through...
Lots of them.
Yeah, probably about 20.
But so far, this has been only the 13 days out of your the whole 5 months journey, or 6 months even.
Yeah.
But so far so good. Like nothing major.
Nothing major, apart from seeing a wolf. And I'm convinced it's a wolf. I don't care that they're extinct.
I've
And
never.
people keep telling me that
I've
they're
never
extinct in
heard there are
Japan
wolves.
for 70 years.
Kagoshima.
I don't care. It looked like a wolf.
To you, it was a
sounded
wolf.
like a wolf.
That must have been so scary.
It was extremely scary, and I don't like to think about it. And I'm worried about getting to Hokkaido and
Maybe
seeing
you were
bears.
dreaming or something. Yeah, it
Oh, no,
really
I
happened.
have it on
in
film.
Oh,
I
okay,
have it on
okay,
film.
I believe you.
I didn't capture the actual wolf, but my reactions on it, so it definitely happened.
Yeah, because you will be walking through mountains and mountains, so I'm sure that you get to see some animals for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I heard snakes are quite a big deal.
Right.
There's some venomous ones. I read that 2,000 to 3,000 people get bitten every year.
So.
And most of them are alright, but 10 to 15 a year die.
So you're kind of scared of them as well.
Yeah.
Do you
I
have
just
any
need to be careful.
bug spray or anything like
Bug
that?
spray for a snake? No, I don't. I do need to be careful. I am worried. Like if I'm walking along the road, that's fine. But walking through the woods, especially if it's raining, especially if it's
dump and
it's starting to get dark.
Yeah.
And the paths are not very well defined, so I don't. I got lost a few times. I mean, a few days ago, I got lost for 3 or 4 hours in the woods, and again, that was quite.
Yeah, you
scary.
told me that it took 5 hours to get out of the mountains.
Yeah, when it was supposed to take 1.
And you didn't have any signals there, and then you just didn't know which way to go. It's how did you actually? You don't even know how you got out of it.
I mean, the thing is, I remember just before I got lost, I saw a park ranger.
Okay.
Who was very helpful and very kind, and he was like, "Oh yeah, this road was." He was telling me this road had been built last year. I can just go down that way, and it will take me to Miyazaki. Turns out he was wrong. It didn't take me anywhere near it. I got completely lost. And I tried. I've got an emergency whistle. I tried to blow that.
You did?
I did. I totally did. Nobody heard me. Even as I was whistling, I was like, nobody's gonna hear this. Why am I even bothering? What's the point? This is a stupid whistle. The only thing I'm going to attract are wolves, and they're gonna come and get me, so I might as well stop.
So funny. Yeah. Now you look back, it's such a nice story to tell your kids.
Now it is. Now it's hilarious.
Your grandchildren in the future.
Yeah.
The useless whistle.
Yeah.
Experience in Miyazaki.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, at the time I was, and I remember like recording it, like my sort of what I was thinking of.
Right.
I remember thinking how there was this one point when it got a bit scary because you can't.
Was it at night? No, it was in the daytime.
Oh my god! At night I would have been dead. There's no way I'm coming out of that woods at night.
Okay.
There's no.
Right. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, go on. I interrupted.
So,
you were thinking.
Yeah, there's this one point in this one moment in time where I suddenly realized that going back was meaningless. Like
right.
I was so deep in the woods. I was I was already lost, and like the only way I could go was forwards, and that might have meant getting more lost.
Right.
Like going back was just not an option anymore, and that was quite scary.
Yeah. How did you even like?
I don't like. I kept walking, fighting my way through. In the end, I kind of came out where I began at one point. Like it was weird. I had
somehow
no idea.
it happened.
Yeah, somehow I walked in this huge circle, and then once I got to the end of the road, because this road that had just been built, turns out that road went to nowhere. It just suddenly stopped. That's why I was so confused.
They just stopped.
The road literally just stopped, and then suddenly
gave up.
It just woods. And I was like, but
I guess it happens sometimes. I've seen some of those, yeah.
But the most confusing thing was, I was like, the park ranger had come from that direction. Where did he come from if the roads
Are you
disappeared?
sure it was a park ranger?
It was. I got it on film. It's definitely a park ranger.
Not like an alien.
No, it's definitely not. So I don't know. Maybe he's just patrolling or something. But
having experienced that kind of thing, where you were so scared at one point, and then, well, there are, thousands of ways to go, thousands of kilometers to go from now on. Like, you're not gonna give up. It's just gonna keep going. And
yeah, I mean, I am. I'm not going to give up.
Of course not.
It does worry me. Sometimes. Well, I don't know. I feel like I've learned from the experiences. I've sort of, they have these pink ribbons,
right,
that show you the trail, and I basically have decided I'm not going in any woods unless I can see markers, or like as soon as I don't see markers anymore, then it's time to head back. Like, I'm not going to continue into.
That's a good lesson to learn.
Yeah, it was. Unless my map says that I'm really close, then maybe I'll push on. Maybe I'll risk it.
Right.
But I'm certainly more aware of it.
Okay.
Wow. And also I'm definitely not going through woods at dusk. Like when it starts to get dark.
No way.
No thanks. I'm not gonna. I don't want to risk coming across any.
You don't really like have an atlas book or anything. You just.
An atlas? No.
No, so
I
you just
carry big fat book.
But so you just use your smartphone. But you don't get Wi-Fi all the way. But how do you?
No, but you don't. The thing is, you don't need. I use an app called Maps.me.
Oh, right, okay. So you can use it offline.
But even on Google, yeah, you can use it off. So I download the maps, which you can also do with the Google one.
Right.
And even if you're in airplane mode, the phone will tell you where you are.
Right. Okay.
Which has been useful most of the time.
How are you doing with food along the way? Do you stop by to get something to eat, or go into a restaurant, or?
It's weird. Like I'll have breakfast and dinner. Lunch, I'm not really. I don't really get hungry at lunch. I seem to have lost my appetite at lunch. Wow. I will still eat, but I never feel like I need to eat a lot.
Wow.
Which is very strange.
Yeah, it's very strange when you think about all the.
A lot.
Wow.
I probably eat more than any person I know.
But during the day when you're walking, you don't feel so.
No, it's strange, and even I don't even feel thirsty unless I'm climbing. I don't really feel
anything.
No, I mean, not as much as I thought I would. I can get by with a liter of water easily. Like I can, even on half a liter, I can get by. Unless I'm climbing or whatever.
Right.
And it's really hot, and then I usually drink more. But Otherwise, half a liter is actually okay. It's enough. It's totally enough.
Surprised.
And in terms of food, yeah, I mean, you know, I've got some nuts. I've got like little energy bars. I'll have. Recently, I've been carrying some bananas, or I'll have like a slice of bread with some cheese, but just like one slice of bread and one like a slice of cheese.
Yeah.
It's totally enough, and I'm kind of surprised. I'm surprised at that.
Wow. Okay, but yeah, like I said before, so we're gonna have the sakura cherry blossom season pretty soon. So I'm sure like you get to see so many of them as you walk the way up to Hokkaido. Perfect timing. So that's one of the reasons you picked this time of the year to start your journey. Or it just happened like that because you're so lucky.
Well, I knew the walk was going to be about 6 months, so it was only ever going to be either from February till August or from August till February.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It would have to be one of those two because of where you know, school starts in September, and I have to either start then or end then.
Right.
And I didn't really fancy, you know, August till February because that would mean going straight
you would have to go
winter,
through the winter.
Brutal.
Winter.
Regardless whether I start in Hokkaido or if I start in Kyushu, it would have been terrible. So
you flew in to Osaka when you first came here?
Yeah.
And then flew to Kagoshima?
Yeah, I spent a week in Osaka with my brother and his family, and then after that I then flew into Kagoshima and then got 2 buses down to close to like a small town near Satamisaki.
Wow. Good luck on the rest of your journey here, and I really hope that you make it up to Soya Misaki. I've actually never been further than Chiba.
Where's that?
It's like near Tokyo. Like I've never been on that.
I've been beyond that. I've been to Sendai.
I've never been beyond around there. So yeah. So you're gonna get to see most Japanese. Well, I don't know most Japanese people, but I haven't seen yet. So
yeah.
Make sure that you tell us about it too.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you.
No problem.